Praise the Lord. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing great. So I've been thinking about something, okay? And this is the question: how does a believer, or how do believers respond to people who are fighting them? How does a believer respond to someone who is fighting them? By fighting, I don't mean like the Israelites and the Amalekites, or the Jebusites, or the Ammonites, or or the Moabites. No, I mean that fighting where they don't touch you, but they're choking the life out of you. They may use words, they may do things and things like that. Okay, and so how does a believer respond? And I'm going to answer. But before I do, let me just say these two things. Anyone who fights you desires something that you have that they can never have, or don't have the discipline to attain. So they just want to frustrate you. Okay? Number two, anyone who is fighting you is below you at so many levels. Okay? I mean, they could have more money than you, they could have a better life than you, but you're above them in something. So when you respond, you go down to their level. Okay? You become small like they are. All right? Now, with that said, how does the believer respond to someone who's fighting them? It's simple. You don't respond. Okay? You don't respond. Why? Because a fight only becomes a fight when both parties are involved. All right? Let me give an example. When they say, I'm going to watch a fight, okay? There are two parties, and if it's MMA or if it's wrestling or boxing or something, like they are both parties are participating. But if it's just one party, it's no longer a fight. So you only make it a fight when you respond. Are we together? So you don't respond, because when you respond, you're showing them that what they're doing is working, and so they will keep doing it to frustrate you, to make you angry, to get you out of your normal self. So you don't respond. You don't respond, because when you're a believer, it's God who fights your battles. And I know everything inside you will want to respond and tell them, you want them to know that you know what they're doing. All right? But man, that goes nowhere. All right? I always tell people, that for me, if you fight me, it's so unfair, because you're fighting God. Okay? And I'm not saying I am God. No, I just trust in God, and I believe that He actually fights my battles. Okay? And I've seen it so many times, And if you're a believer, I want you to know that it's God who fights your battles. Even those small battles where someone says things and like they're choking the life out of you without even seeing you. You're like, you can't breathe. Okay? But what am I saying? God fights your battles. Even those small ones, I've seen it. I've seen it in the lives of many people. I've seen it in my life, I've seen it in my wife's life. I've seen it, So you don't respond, because when you respond, then it becomes a fight. I mean, look at it. Look, I was thinking about Daniel, how those guys were plotted against him for nothing, for nothing, even the king had nothing to do about it. But what happened in the end? He still went back to what he was doing. So don't let what people are saying or someone fighting you disorganize your path. They're not even a part of your path, So how do you respond? You don't respond. God fights for you. Have a beautiful day. God bless you. Bye-bye.